Hey everyone, and welcome to the show. I'm James, that's Katie, and that makes this the first ever episode 26 of Cloud Control. And it's another big one. I know I say that all the time, but we have a PlayStation showcase coming up, everybody. Kate, how excited are you for that?
Oh my god, I am so incredibly excited. Everyone, please stop telling me Bloodborne 2 is going to be announced. It's not, but I'm still so excited. Like, any showcase is always a good time, but this is like a big one.
Yeah, it's one of the ones we line up and actually are, excited to watch like right away. You don't want to be spoiled kind of thing. Comparison to the other ones, sometimes you're like, I can catch up on that later. So very exciting next Wednesday, and we're going to talk all about that on today's show, as well as a couple of other things. So just a couple, things to say off the bat. We have quite a few new subscribers over the last couple of weeks, and I just wanted to shout out, say thank you for subscribing to our show. We really appreciate it. And for those that don't know, we do donate all the money we receive from those subscriptions. Right now it's going to the Canadian Red Cross, although we've been talking kind of in the background about changing up our donation platform, so we'll keep you updated, but just wanted to say thank you. It's been really great and awesome to see how much we've grown, so thank you very much. That's Neville, everybody, Kate's cat. Saying hi.
I was wondering if you heard that. Neville says thank you as well. He's a big fan of helping out in his community, so he's
exactly. Yeah. So on today's show, we're going to be talking a lot about the PlayStation Showcase. We're going to, recap what's kind of happened in previous and make some predictions. And then we're going to close the show out by doing some Sporkle quizzes. And for those that don't know what that is, it's basically like trivia, but we get to work on a team to see how we do. So that'll be a lot of fun. And you might say, James, that's only 2 topics for today's show. That's usually we have 3, right? Well, don't fear, dear listener, because we have a bonus segment coming out later in the week this week on the 24th, which is the day of the PlayStation Showcase. Kate and I will be watching it together later in the evening and recording our live reaction to it. And that will be the 3rd segment of this show. So look out for that later in the week when you've committed to finishing this episode first. So that'll be great. But yeah, let's get into the showcase. And so, this is pretty exciting. Is Neville okay?
Yeah, he's trying to get my attention.
I'll pause.
Maybe give me a Neville pause.
Sure,
Neville, sure. No. You cannot, Neville.
So we're going to start the show off talking about the showcase today. Obviously, this is, like we said at the top, quite an exciting time. And just to catch everyone, we're on the same page here. This is specifically the PlayStation Showcase. Now, they also do the State of Play, which is the one where, varying quality. Sometimes there's big stuff, sometimes there's not. But the showcase has been historically, where all the big stuff is shown. And, it's the traditional, bigger summertime E3 style presentation. So that's why this is so damn exciting, especially since there's so much about PlayStation. Apparently, we don't know what a lot of the studios are really working on right now.
Yeah, it seems like it's been a lot of transitional times. A lot of big games just came out, and a lot of studios are they've kind of finished working on a sequel, and then it's well, what are we going to get next? Something new. It's a lot of very kind of a new era for a lot of the studios. So
no, exactly. So just quickly, I wanted to recap what was shown at the previous 2 PlayStation showcases. So the first one was back in 2020, and it was the PlayStation 5 reveal showcase. So it was literally the console and all those first trailers. And the 2 big games that were shown as well were Spider-Man Miles Morales and Horizon Forbidden West. Both were at that showcase as well. And there were some other indies like Kenna, Little Devil Inside, The Pathless, Bug Snacks, of course. Grand Theft Auto 5 was there. Ghostwire Tokyo, which is interesting because Ghostwire Tokyo, like, obviously didn't turn out to be a huge thing, but it was, at the time it was a big announcement. Deathloop, of course, Resident Evil, Pragmata. Like, this was a huge,
Those
huge
are like,
show.
yeah, those are a lot of really good games, like to go into one single showcase.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's more too. Like, I'm just this Cole's Notes kind of thing. And so this is then 2021 was the latest big showcase. Of course, they didn't do one in 2022. But 2021 last time, if you remember, was God of War Ragnarok first look. Gran Turismo 7 showed up. There was bunch of games coming to PC, including Uncharted Legacy, Lost Legacy. Sorry. What else? Ghostwire Tokyo again was there. There was a Rainbow Six game. And of course, then Tiny Tina and the KOTOR remake, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, closed it off. So I think it was still big, but it maybe wasn't quite the size of the first one, but obviously still
That's
like
fair. But
quite
I mean,
large.
there's kind of a bias too with like the console coming out. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, it's tough to, and like, there's a lot more kind of like games that launched a show, right? Where like, or at least
sure.
like ideas for upcoming games to sell with the console. Whereas like the second one is like, okay, here's more cool stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah, and what's interesting about this one too is it's the one where they kind of redid that branding, where they sort of went to the PlayStation Studios brand. I think was around this time, so they kind of set up like, they changed sort of how they're going to present their games going forward. So that was pretty cool, and that leads us to this upcoming showcase, where I mean we're certain to see things. I guess like Spider-Man 2 is kind of a lot because we've kind of seen that before, but all these studios, like you were saying, like what is the next Sony Santa Monica game? What is Naughty Dog doing? What are all these indies doing? Does not indies, sorry, but other game studios they have purchased? Like, what about who's the one that makes Destiny? Bungie. Like, are they making
Bungie,
something
yeah.
else? Like, there's so many possibilities of what we could see. So I thought what we could do instead of making our own predictions, because there's just a lot we could pull in, but I thought this time we could change it up. And there's a great PlayStation website called Push Square, which their staff has made some of their own predictions, and I thought we could go through and both of us could pick for each of the people who made predictions which of theirs is most likely to come true, and see who can get more correct.
Okay,
How
now
do you
this
think?
is interesting. I think this is a great idea, but I have one question before we get started and kind of look at other people's opinions. What would you say, is there anything that you're like most hoping for that's like
Yeah,
realistic? Like,
yeah,
it's not
yeah.
going to be like, oh, Bloodborne 2, like that's not going to happen, but like a realistic, like what prediction you think might show up would you be like most excited about?
For me, honestly, like Spider-Man 2 I'm really excited to see more of, but that's
Yeah.
I don't really think that's my answer, because it's the one thing I'm very confident on that'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty interested to see if there's any further Final Fantasy things announced, like beyond, like connected to the 7 remake. I don't know if that would be here, but there's a chance.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would love to see like just a glimpse of what Santa Monica's doing next. Like
Yeah.
especially after how God of War ends, Ragnarok ends. I just want to know like
Mm-hmm.
what is the next game coming from them,
Yeah.
even if it's just like a title, just so we can kind of get ready for whatever that'll be.
Right. Start speculating on what it
Mm-hmm.
might look
Mm-hmm.
like.
Yeah, I think that's my answer though. But I mean, let me think. Well, what do you say?
Well, I mean, I'm obviously looking forward to what Santa Monica is doing. But there's two other smaller studios that I'm actually really interested to see something of. I want to know what Housemarque is doing next. They're the
Mm,
studio that made Returnal, and they are supposedly working on a new IP, though we don't know what that is. So that's awesome. I love Returnal. If anyone watched our top 25 list recently, Returnal was a big game I vouched for. Um, and I think it was their first game as well. So like, I mean, they fucking like hit it
it
out
was
of
their
the park
first
on their
first
first
AAA
game.
game. They've made some smaller stuff
First
before, I
AAA.
think. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Their first AAA, and it was phenomenal. So I want to see that. And I'm also really curious to see what Blueprint is making.
Mm,
Because so far they've been doing a lot of the like remakes of the games. Like they did Demon Souls, which was a big deal. And they did a couple others, but supposedly while they're doing that, they're now also working on a totally new IP, which is like a newer space for them. And I'm curious to see what that will look like, and secretly if it will be a Souls game because of how great the Demon Souls remake was. So fingers crossed on that.
Yeah, fair enough. You know, and one more that's come to my head now too is Asobi. What's going to happen with, is there going to be a Astrobot full game, or is there going to be a VR sequel to the original Astrobot on PSVR 2? You know, I would love to see what they're working on. They've talked about making a project, you know, they're definitely doing something. And I think it's time, since do we see that on Wednesday, right? Yeah, tomorrow. If you're listening to this,
fingers crossed. Come on, a Mario Odyssey style game for Astrobot. Oh my god,
that's the dream. That would be like one of the hypest things.
So fun.
So that's what's the thing that could be announced that would make you the most excited? That's a good question too.
I mean, a Bloodborne remaster, but I mean that's such a boring answer. I really think I don't know, like I know like a lot of the games that we know are upcoming, like Ghost of Tsushima 2 and like the new Spider-Man, like those are all great, but not really like my favorite thing. Like I think I just want like a new interesting IP, and I think whatever Housemarque works on, if it's even a little bit similar to Returnal, is probably the thing that I would be most excited about. But I don't know, I kind of just want to see something a bit different.
Yeah, I think that was going to be my answer too, is like I really want to see what's next for Naughty Dog after Uncharted. Like I know they're doing that Uncharted multiplayer, or the Last of Us multiplayer
Factions,
game,
right?
Factions.
Yeah.
But like I would love to see something from them that's like a new IP from them as well, because it's been so long we've just had Uncharted and The Last of Us. Like do something completely different. I would love to see like a new project with a different flavor from them, because it's just been so long and like they have so much skill, but I'd like to see it used a little differently than like the third person narrative. I don't know. Be kind of cool. Anyway, let's get into some predictions, shall we? So I've got it up here, and there's a guy named Aaron Bain. He's the video producer at Push Square, and I'm going to read his predictions out, and you let me know what you think is most likely to come true. Okay? So his first prediction, The Last of Us Factions 2 will be fully announced. See if there's any other details. Not really. Next, Super Hot will come to PSVR 2. Yeah, Super Hot. Or Naughty Dog will announce its next project. Yeah. And I think it's actually talking about not Factions, but like it was because they say Last of Us 2 was revealed 4 years before its release. So they would like really say what they're working on next.
Right, because they're working on something alongside of Factions. We already know about Factions, so those are different, because Factions will be fully announced, but they will announce like whatever the new.
Yeah, I think Factions is pretty safe that we'll probably see it on this week.
Yeah, I think Factions is pretty safe. We already know about it, and so seeing more of it is like a safer bet, because obviously they're going to have to show more at some point. I actually think Super Hot is a really good prediction as well, because the PSVR 2 is, I think, definitely going to be part of the showcase, and Super Hot is just such a like strong game to throw into that announcement. As for the Naughty Dog announces its new project, I really want that to be true, but I think of the three, it's the least likely, especially because they have some representation with Factions already. But like, man, I would be excited. I also think like that could just be its own showcase at some point too, you know? Like it could just be like, here's 15 minutes talking about what Naughty Dog's gonna do, and like that would be insane.
Yeah. I think it just depends on how future focused they want this to be versus like things that are coming out more imminently.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. So what's your pick? Super Hot?
I'm assuming you are going to pick Factions, in which case I will go with Super Hot just to be different. But I think Factions is like such a safe call.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go with Factions for sure, but that was my. We can pick the same one if you want. We'll just tie in our competition. By the way, did I say what the reward will be for our competition?
No, but maybe you should before I decide to play Dark Horse.
Okay, so the reward for this competition is that whoever wins, whoever gets more of these correct, the other person, the loser, has to go on, PlayStation Network, Switch eShop, like on their phone, doesn't matter where, but you got to buy a game for $2 or less, and we're going to talk about it on the next podcast. So you got to submit yourself to 30 to 45 minutes of some $2
All
Free
right.
platinum or whatever.
I'm gonna stick with super hot then because I don't want to tie. I want to win. And worst case scenario, okay, I'll just play some like hopefully funny, not awful game. And like,
Yeah.
maybe I find a totally underrated gem and in your face actually. Best $2 spent of my life.
All right. So I got factions fully announced. You got super hot. You want to
Okay.
read the next set?
Yeah, so the news reporter pushed where Kale Adam, I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong, has 3 guesses, and they're going to be, I love the wording on this, will be forced to endure more Final Fantasy gameplay footage for, I think it's 16, right? Yeah, Final Fantasy 16. So,
Deathloop
clearly
territory?
not as big of a fan as you.
Well, I mean, they're showing it a lot, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just so
So that
beautiful. I don't
seems
mind.
pretty safe. Then the next guess is Sony Santa Monica teases something new. I like that little wrinkle that it's just a tease, like maybe we get a name on a screen, or like what we talked about before with oh my god, Naughty Dog, just like a little idea. And then finally, Death Stranding 2 is shown, and it's weirder than ever, which is the most accurate part of that prediction.
100%.
In true Death Stranding fashion, the more you see, the less you understand.
I still want to play that someday, Death Stranding, by the way.
Yeah, I really do too. I think it's one of those games that's like, you just have to experience it, you know?
I feel like all of these seem like they're seemingly probable. I mean, to get the easy points, I feel like Final Fantasy 16 having a trailer is probably the most likely. The other two, I feel like I'm kind of 50-50 on. Like, I could definitely see Sony Santa Monica showing something. I feel like it's been long enough since Ragnarok, and especially if they announce it to like come out early next year or something, like that would make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
Death Stranding, I just don't know. Like, I feel like that would be at the Game Awards because Kojima is always around. Like, Death Stranding's always around
That's
Keighley
true.
and whatnot. So I'm gonna
That's
go for
a
Final
really
Fantasy
good
16.
point. That's a good point. I was gonna maybe Dark Horse Death Stranding, but you're so right that that is like a Summer Games Fest thing. And I think I'm gonna go with Final Fantasy on this one. I actually think that Sony Santa Monica is less likely to show something than Naughty Dog because like Ragnarok is still like pretty fresh.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna go Final Fantasy on that one as well.
Okay, I like it. So next we have Liam Croft, and he is the assistant editor. So good job making sure this article reads nicely, and thank you for your predictions. So the first one, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater remake is real, but there's more. So it seems like this is a real. This is like pretty confirmed, apparently, according to a lot of people online. Like this is actually happening. But I guess the extra details is that we'll be able to play Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear Solid 2 as well, or in some capacity. I don't exactly know what he's meaning here. It doesn't seem like he wants full remakes, but like I guess he's saying those games will be like
ports
announced
or
as ports or
remasters or some kind of like
So there'll be like games
some
to
kind
go
of
on
like
with it,
add-on.
basically. Yeah. So that's the first one. Second one is Honkai Star Rail gets a PS5, PS4 release date. That's a big JRPG game as service thing, which is
it's made by the same devs as Genshin, right? So
yeah, are they?
Or is it just similar to Genshin?
I think it's like a similar to Genshin game, but I don't know.
It's just similar.
And then the third prediction, it's a little ambiguous, but a new indie game quietly becomes the star of the show. So they're saying similar to something like Kenna or Sifu or like Limbo, which are the examples here, which are like, even though there's some big ass like AAA games coming out, like those are kind of right in the conversation. So yeah, 3 interesting predictions, that's for sure. A lot of caveats.
Yes, I like the vagary, but also the specific detail going on. I'm gonna go straight to the indie games to put as my vote. I think there's always one of them. Like indie games are in such a good space right now, where there's like so much creativity coming out, and like all 3 of those games, like all 4, Limbo, Inside Kenna, Sifu, like they're fantastic, and I think like there's gotta be a smaller game that just kind of comes out of nowhere unexpected and just seems really new and interesting.
No, that's a good call.
Not only is it a likely call, but it's also exactly what I want to see, so I'm going to double down on it.
Yeah. You know, that's the one I want most to be true, because that's definitely of my interest.
What? You're not? You're not getting excited for Honkai Star Rail?
No, listen, let me circle around because I am getting excited for
Yeah.
Honkai Star Rail, but in a roundabout way.
Okay.
In a roundabout way.
Right.
So your prediction here, the new indie game, is the one that I want to be right, but I don't think that's guaranteed just because we're gonna have some like massive Sony first party games coming out, and like no matter what else is shown, like I feel like those are just so big, so maybe it won't happen the same way. Who knows? The Metal Gear one, I just think from what you hear, there's been so much turmoil around like actually getting Metal Gear Solid 3 remake off the ground because of like Kojima and the Konami stuff, that like, is it really likely they're also going to add more stuff to that package? Like it seems like so many hoops to jump through. So who knows about that? Which is why I'm excited for Honkai Star Rail to get a release date, because that's what I'm picking for my prediction. Will I play this or anything? No, but I will celebrate when it gets a release date.
Well, if it's on mobile for $2, you might be playing it actually.
I think it'll be free. I bet it'll be free.
Well, there you go. There you go. You can buy a $2 gotcha spin, and that will count.
Okay. All right.
All right. Well, moving on. Then we've got another assistant editor, Robert Ramsey. Again, thank you for your work. These are some interesting ones. I love how different a lot of these predictions are as well. I don't know if they like talked ahead of time or like we got to vary this up, or if they just like it's just such a good space for gaming right now where there's so many things that could happen. But his first guess is Capcom announces a Monster Hunter 2 world.
Is he just referring to Capcom as Cap God because they've been releasing a lot of good games?
I mean, is it wrong? The answer is no. Capcom coming out here with Monster Hunter 2 World, which would be super exciting. Second guess is like a Dragon Gaiden, a man who erased his name gets one of the show's best trailers. And then finally, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink finally gets a specific release date. Which I guess we've known about that for a long time, and it was supposed to have a 2023 launch, but it still does not have a release date. So
interesting. I don't know anything about Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. It does seem like there's a lot of like games with release dates getting picked for like predictions. That's so hard to predict.
Yeah, I think the problem is that so many games were said to come out in 2023 as like a vague timeline, but haven't had a release date yet. So it's either like we're gonna get one, or like they're gonna get pushed to 2024, and like both are very
But it's
likely.
so nebulous because it's like it might get a release date, but then it might be later than we thought. I don't know if I like the Like a Dragon one either, because that was on Xbox, I think, at their showcase originally. So like I don't know if that would be the same. I'm gonna go for Monster Hunter World 2. I love Monster Hunter World. I'm just gonna double down and hope it's real.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick that too, because I just don't think I have confidence in the other two, and despite hating that we have to share a pick, I think that's like the only one I can really see happening.
Yeah, that's fine. You know what? Sometimes you got to make the strategic pick. You don't want to fall behind.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so next we have Sammy Barker, the editor.
Sammy.
Sammy. Sammy has some hot fucking predictions. I like you, Sammy.
Me too, but man, it's not happening.
So here we go. So the first one, Marvel's Wolverine reminds you it's real. So obviously they remind Marvel Spider-Man 2 is going to be here. That's another game by Insomniac. But I think it seems, I don't want to give away my prediction or if that'll even be it, but Wolverine, like, let's say it's going to be there. PlayStation logo, some general just showing of Wolverine. Next one up, Bloodborne is back, baby. It's back. Oh my God. So I guess it's going to be a Bloodborne remake, whether it's, I guess Sammy's saying whether it's 4K, 60 FPS, whatever it is, it's just a Bloodborne update. Also available on PC is an interesting wrinkle to that one. And then lastly, Stellar Blade quietly steals the show. So I guess despite, having Spider-Man 2 there, which is big and known, they're saying that Stellar Blade will be the biggest announcement for the showcase.
Oh, Sammy, you sweet summer child. If Bloodborne is back in this, I don't know what I'll do. Oh man, the things I would do. It's not gonna happen, but
This would be the
I
time, though.
wish.
This would be the time.
This would be the time if Bloodborne was ever going to come back, and I think Bloodborne eventually will get a remaster. I just don't think this is it. Like, there's always a million rumors about it happening, and I don't foresee it happening just quite yet. But like, man, FromSoft is in such a big mode right now too. But I don't like Bluepoint is working on their own thing. I feel like it would be Bluepoint that would do it if they were going to.
Especially because FromSoft's
remaster it
working
all.
on Armored Core right now and like DLC for Elden Ring. Like, are
Yeah,
they
and
really
DLC
doing
for Elden
Bloodborne
Ring,
remake
like,
as well?
well, I think that's what I mean. Like, Bluepoint would be taking it, but
Yeah.
Bluepoint is working on other things. Like, it's just, I wish, man, Sammy, man, if it happens, I don't know what I'll do for you, but I will. I don't know, Sammy. You
All right,
and me
so
both,
what's your pick?
man.
What's your pick?
I will want to shout out that Stellar Blade actually looks really cool. I remember that game from like a previous showcase. Aside from the character design, which I think is kind of shit, the actual world and the monsters looks really interesting, and I hope it's kind of almost like a Nier sort of game.
Yeah.
So I think that looks good. I don't think it's gonna steal the show because, like you said, there's a million other games, and also I've already given that agenda to an indie title.
You can't you can't go contradict your own previous predictions there.
No. So I'm gonna say that Marvel's Wolverine shows up. Like, we got a little tease of it. It makes so much sense to put it out here. Insomniac can like fake us out with a back-to-back like they did it when they first announced Wolverine, where they were like, oh cool, like Spider-Man stuff, this is awesome. They're like, wait, Insomniac again. And like they're gonna back-to-back us a second time. It worked the first time.
God.
The second time they'll do it and they'll be like, oh, are we gonna get two? And then they'll put like a few things in between and they're like, oh, we're not getting two, and then we will get two with like the best fake out of all time.
Listen, you gave me goosebumps by describing that scenario. I just had goosebumps from that. I'm so excited. I have to pick that too.
It's gonna happen.
I have to pick that too. It's just so exciting. Like, those games are so good. Insomniac is just unreal. And the way they can make all these things at the same time, like, it's crazy. So let's hope we see Wolverine.
They must have like massive teams and like, oh boy. Wolverine actually looks cool. Like, I don't know if I'll play Spider-Man, but like I might play Wolverine.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see what it's gonna be like. Is it another action game or is it something completely different? Like, we literally don't know. We just saw him sitting at that bar.
It's a puzzle dating sim, man. I'm telling you.
I would 100% play that. Oh man, we have one more set of predictions to go.
So next up, we've got another assistant editor, Stephen Halaby. Now this one is shocking to me, this first prediction. Not because of the prediction, but just, oh my god. Rogue Legacy 2 will finally be confirmed for release on PlayStation. And what? Rogue Legacy 2 isn't on PlayStation?
Yeah, I'm baffled by that.
That's crazy.
I would have bet, like,
that's crazy.
I would have said that so confidently if someone had asked me if they could play it on PlayStation. I would have just told them yes and not even thought about it.
Yeah, like, it's such a big indie release. That blows my mind. And then, okay, so the second one, here we go, is it's time for Asobi to reveal its hand. And they think that Astro's Playroom was awesome. And then we've had Astrobot Rescue Mission on the PSVR. And so the guess is that it will return to a PSVR 2 big title.
I think it's just saying they're going to show whatever they're playing, whether it's VR or a PS5 game.
It'll
just be shown whatever.
Oh yeah, sorry. Whether it's VR or regular, yeah. Okay. I mean, hopefully it's both, right? Like, you can.
That would be.
You can have it both ways. And then finally, we've got Marvel Spider-Man 2 launches the 20th of October, 2023. That's a very specific date. You know? But hey, sometimes you gotta make those big bets.
I mean, that's really specific. I feel like if that one specifically comes true, that's worth like 1.5 points. It's not actually true.
I mean, Steven says if he's right, you owe him all a biscuit, and fair enough. If Sammy's right about Bloodborne, you owe him an entire cake. But if Steven gets Marvel Spider-Man, he can have a biscuit.
That's fair. It's fair. You know, the thing is, though, I'm not even going to consider that Spider-Man one because the first two both seem so obvious that they're going to happen. I mean, I'm going to go for Rogue Legacy 2. I mean, that's just... How is it not on PlayStation? Like, It's gotta come.
See,
I'm
okay.
gonna go for it.
See, I'm glad you picked that. I feel like there's a small caveat to this is how is it not already there? But then if it's not already there, why would it be announced now
Yeah.
and in the
I think it's
showcase? You know,
because
like
they're gonna need a little indie reel somewhere in the middle, right? It can't just be all the PlayStation stuff. And obviously they're gonna have the biggest indie stuff to go in this showcase. And Rogue Legacy 2, we were both just shocked that it wasn't on PlayStation, so therefore it's an excellent pick to be included.
That's true. Now that could buddy on my indie game steal as a showcase because like this is a great game. Everybody loves it. But I'm gonna play the Asobo card and say that we're getting a new Asobo thing.
Again, I hope you're right because that would be one of the biggest announcements of the show, I think. Be cool.
And that was our last one. So we've I guess made our guesses. So we will confirm them on Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll
see oh my God, Wednesday feels so far away, but I'm so excited.
I know.
It's like a little Christmas, you know?
It's gonna be good. So yeah, I guess check back for our thoughts on that next episode. But we're not finished here yet, everybody, because we have the second part of today's show to do, which is, of course, some Sporkle quizzes. So for those of you, of course, how could you not have known that was coming up? So if anyone doesn't know what a Sporkle quiz is, it's basically like trivia, but we can do it together, and there can be different formats, such as this one. So play along at home. Feel free to let us know how you do. I guess we'll maybe toss the links to these Sporkles in the description of the show. So this first one, Kate, you want to explain it to the listeners?
Yeah, so this appears to be a 90s video game. So we have 6 minutes, and there are 30 games that we have to identify based on a screenshot. So I guess hopefully if you're watching this on YouTube, it might be more fun. But yeah, we'll see how we do. We can describe our process maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that's like an even harder challenge is to do it based on audio only, and you're like, it's like, you know, this whatever, this gun, and then this football field, and then
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is great. I think we can do this. All 30. Let's go.
Ready, set, go.
Okay.
So I just have to type the name in.
I'll start. Yeah, I'll start. Right down in their middle, there's some like spacey pilots, and I believe what could be a toad, and that is totally Star Fox 64.
Star Fox, there we go. Yes. I'm gonna go Pokemon, obviously. Pokemon Red up there in the corner. At Professor Oak's lab.
There's very clearly a go-karting race going on. That's Mario Kart.
Very clearly. There's gonna be Dance Dance Revolution there. There's a girl with some arrows. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, there appears to be some men. One of them may or may not be the animal a scorpion, and they are going to have a Mortal Kombat.
Okay, well, there is a giant NFL logo on a green field, and there's some people lined up to play sports. So I'm assuming that's Madden. No, it's not. Wait. Madden NFL was picked, but it was a different picture lower down. Another picture of a man lined up on the field. So I guess
good
Madden
work.
Was there.
You've nailed it. While you scroll down, I happen to see a blue hedgehog. I believe his name could be Sonic, perhaps.
Okay, yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog. Well, there's right above him, there's a plumber with a red cap. So that's Mario 64.
Hell yeah. That's Bomb on Battlefield, baby. Okay. Bottom left corner, we've got Ocarina of Time. There's Link fighting one of those little plants that pops up early on. They're very cute.
Directly above Mario, there's another 2 individuals locked in some kind of Mortal Kombat, although it's kind of on a street, so I'm going to call it Street Fighter.
That's a good idea. Besides Street Fighter, there is a very iconic health and mana systems. They're kind of like 2 orbs, and I believe as they drain, they would like lower in the orb. And that's gotta be Diablo, right? Yeah.
It is. Speaking of iconic displays, a little bit over here, you can see there's a gun right in the center of the screen and some big red health bar numbers and a guy with like a really military looking face. I think that's Doom.
Yeah. This is where it's starting to get a little bit tricky. So in a little bit to the right of Doom, there's a man with a large Buster sword and some very iconic blue text. Well, you can tell. He's got very nice hair. His blue text box, I believe that must be Final Fantasy VI.
7.
Yes.
Oh,
7.
blasphemy.
Oh, yes,
7.
it's 7. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's Cloud, right?
It's
That's
Cloud.
7.
Cloud Strife. Well, GoldenEye is over here. Someone's dual wielding some. Oh, what's that pistol called? The Destroyer? I don't know if that's right.
All guns
Oh
are
my god, I typed
destroyers.
Destroyer. It's GoldenEye.
The game Destroyer.
GoldenEye 007.
Oh, this is getting tricky. Okay, so we've got um what else we got here?
Oh, there's a couple if
there's
you
a
look.
lady. There's a
Yeah.
lady who's not Nathan Drake, and therefore that's Tomb Raider.
She even has the same like color scheme as Nathan Drake, really. She wears
Yeah,
like a beige top.
That's what you're allowed to wear in the jungle exclusively.
Well, sometimes when you have to wear a specific outfit to sneak into a place, sometimes you wear a top like Nathan Drake. Other times you dress like Solid Snake down there in all black. That's Metal Gear.
That is so good. Can you scroll up slightly? I
Yeah.
think I saw something I recognized. Yes. So there appears to be some spacey fighting going on, maybe in a real-time kind of way, and I think that could be StarCraft.
In a real-time kind of way.
Yes.
Oh shit, this is getting kind of hard now.
It's getting hard.
There's an NBA game up at the top. There are clearly some people playing
Yeah.
basketball. If I just type NBA or if I just type basketball, oh no. Neither of those worked. Hoops didn't work either.
What about Jam? What about a Space Jam game?
No. Oh my god, I didn't get it.
Oh, that was popular in the 90s, right?
Shit, that's the first time one of us has failed. I don't know what else to call it.
Okay, is one of these cars Burnout?
No, Burnout's too new.
It's too new? Okay.
Okay, let's just work together now, okay? I think we're done taking turns.
I think I've got one more. There's 2 scientists in this page, and maybe that's Half-Life. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, it is. Nice call.
Yes. Okay,
now I think this is Sim City right here under Pokemon, like these buildings and like the old school Sims. Yeah, Sim City 2000.
Right. This up top left, I want to say it's another shooter, and it's not Doom. So could it be Wolfenstein, the other like old classic shooter?
No, it's not. I thought it might be Mech Assault.
Oh, okay. It's not though.
But it's not either of those apparently. Now, what's this driving game? Is that Gran Turismo? That's like an old school Gran Turismo. Yes, it's the first Gran Turismo.
Okay, the first Gran Turismo. There's another football game, so maybe if you type football a second time.
Football is not. It's not football. Could it be NFL? It's not NFL. Madden.
It's got the NFL logo on it. Clearly, it is.
Yeah. What was NFL called before? Now this is just great podcast content. There's someone listening right now just screaming at us that knows this game.
Like, no! The map on the bottom right, there's like a turn-based like game, kind of like almost like a Fire Emblem sort of map.
Yeah.
Is that a Fire Emblem game? Oh, Command and Conquer?
I don't think so. No, it's not.
Fire Emblem is like not old enough, right?
Spy Hunter. No, it's not. Well, I don't know. I guess it would have been in Japan. Let's see. Oh, we're out. Oh, it's Tecmo Bowl.
Oh, it's oh my god, I would never have known that.
Yeah, so now showing us the ones we've missed here for everyone else. Duke Nukem.
NBA Jam.
Leisure Suit Larry.
Leisure Suit Larry, I would never have
That's a name that I've heard, but I've never ever known what that is.
Yeah. Oh, it's an old civilization. That's what the map one was.
I've never heard of the game Myth in my life.
Me neither. It's a myth. Or Mist. It's just
Need
a
for
bridge.
Speed. We should have known Need for Speed.
Oh, yeah.
And Resident Evil.
Yeah, especially with the interior of the car. Resident Evil.
Yeah, Resident Evil. So our score was 76 or 67%. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
20 out of 30. That's not bad. It's like hard. You have a lot less time than you think you do when you start one of these.
Yeah. Okay.
That was really cute.
All right. So let's do the next Sporkle. And by the way, I don't know if I mentioned it off the top, but we would, of course, love to know how you do on these quizzes, where your score is better than ours.
Or if you have any like interesting Sporkles that we could do on a future episode, because these are really fun and there's a million of them. And contrary to what you might believe looking at the page, they're not all Pokemon or League of Legends.
You just gotta do a bit of searching.
But saying that, we're going to move on to a Pokemon one.
That's right. So, send us your answers, though, or how you did. CloudControlPod at proton.me or on Twitter, as we said. But we'll do that later. Okay, let's do this one. So this next quiz is Pokemon, but can you guess the animals that they're based on? So here's a list. I think it's a collection of Pokemon, I guess, from like a bunch of gens.
Yeah, I think it's like up to Gen 4, 5 at least I noticed on here, but
Yeah.
I
So we'll see
guess
how
we'll
we do.
see
We
as we
get
go.
8
But there's
minutes on this one. I feel like we can do this pretty
70
fast.
Pokemon.
I think we can do this. Let's do it. All right.
I think we can do this.
All right, here we go. So Charmander is a lizard.
Yeah, okay.
Got it.
Okay, that's very vague. I would have
Oh,
said
and
a
Trico, we got
salamander.
Gecko as well. It gave us 2.
Yeah, Trico's okay. So Squirtle's a turtle.
Yeah. Caterpie is a worm. Or caterpillar. Okay.
It's a caterpillar.
Yeah, whatever. It came up anyway.
Butterfree. It did. This is very generous. Butterfree is a butterfly.
Yeah. Beedrill is a bee. Oh, God.
Raticate is a rat.
Yeah. Arbok, snake, cobra, obviously.
Pikachu is a mouse.
Sandslash is a... It's not a hedgehog. A mole? Is he a mole?
Is it
Oh,
not
Drillbur was a mole. I got a different one.
Yay, Drillbur. I think Sandslash is a hedgehog, and I think we should try that.
He's a pangolin.
Oh, he's a pangolin. Okay, this is very generous. Let hedgehog work.
So Vulpix is a fox.
Yeah, Zubat is a bat.
Persian is a cat.
Mankey is he's not a man or a key. He's like a pig, right? He's got like a pig face. But he's also a monkey. He's a monkey.
You got Spoink. I think I'm gonna put monkey though. Mankey as well. Growlithe is a dog.
Tentacool is a jellyfish / squid.
We're just crushing this. We're already at 18. We've only done 1 minute 30 seconds. Farfetch'd is a bird, like duck. Yeah.
Doduo is a bird as well. He's got
but I wrote bird and it didn't pop up.
Oh, okay.
He's an ostrich, isn't he?
He's an ostrich. Yeah, he's totally an ostrich.
He's not an ostrich. Oh shit! What's a dodo?
Okay, let's come back to him.
Okay.
Let's come back to him.
Rhyhorn is a rhino.
Kangaskhan. Whoa, what is Kangaskhan? He's got pouch. He's like a kangaroo. Yeah, it's like a
big,
really
thick kangaroo.
Chunky kangaroo.
Star uses starfish.
Scyther? Yeah. Scyther is a praying mantis, right?
I think so. Yeah, mantis. Tauros is a bull.
Totodile is a crocodile.
Now, Furret is a ferret, right? Yeah, that's so obvious.
Yeah. Hoothoot's an owl.
Ladybug is a ladybug.
Spinarak's a spider.
Man, this seems really easy. I feel like a grade 1 kid being like, "What's the animal?" Mareep is a sheep.
Going to the farm. Yeah. Polytoad is a toad. Wow, it's almost like the names are puns off of their animal.
Yeah, and then we get to Yanma, which is a dragonfly. So.
Yes. Murkrow is awesome and is a crow.
Giraffe for giraffe rig.
Heracross is like a type of beetle. I don't know what type, but
I think it's a Hercules beetle. But I bet I could just write beetle.
Hercules beetle.
It's a stag beetle. A stag beetle.
A stag beetle.
What's
like
Sneasel?
The trams in Hollow Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Sneasel is like a weasel.
Is he a weasel? How do you spell weasel?
Yeah, Sneasel's a weasel.
You got it. Interesting.
Yeah.
Ursaring's a bear. Mad Cargo, Kate. What's a Mad Cargo?
He's eine Schnecke. He's a snail.
Artillery is an octopus.
Mantine is what are they called? Stingrays?
Stingray.
Is it a stingray?
Oh, maybe he's a manta ray. A manta ray. Yeah. Fanpea. What the hell is a Fanpea based on?
He's an elephant.
Oh, I'm thinking of that other blue one. What's it called? Never mind. Stantler is a elk. Yeah.
Miltank's a cow.
What's a zigzagoon? That's actually hard.
He's not a badger, but he's one of those little like mammals.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip it for now. Wingull is a seagull.
Yes, James, you know this. Slackoff is a sloth.
Nincada is a cicada, right? There's cicada.
Cicada. I don't think he is a... Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah,
Torpedo's a shark. Nailed that.
Spinda.
I thought Spinda was like a little... Maybe he's a bunny, actually.
Maybe a bunny, yeah.
Maybe a bunny.
Nope, but Bunnery was a rabbit, so you got that
Bunnery is a rabbit. Spinda I thought was like a little bear or like a little bunny.
Yeah. Piplup is a penguin. I'll just take that one.
Yeah. Kecleon is a chameleon.
Chameleon. How do you spell chameleon?
I
got it.
Chameleon? Yeah.
CH. Chatot is a... Oh, what's the bird? A parrot? Yeah.
Yeah, parrot.
One that talks.
Walrein is a big walrus,
Yeah,
but a
Hippowdon.
big one specifically.
Hippopotamus.
Hippo. Barabel is an otter, right? Aren't they like big? Because the way
Oshawott an
that they
otter.
float. Okay, awesome. Well, my job here is
There
done.
you go. Blitzel is a zebra, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Volibee is a what are they called? The carrion-eating birds.
The
The
vulture.
vulture.
The vulture, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Heatmore is an anteater. Yes.
Okay. Scorpy is a scorpion.
Scorpion. Oh, scorpion with a C, obviously, yes.
Yeah. Scorpion.
Stunky is a skunk.
Yes. That is so
we got 2
true.
minutes left. We got 11 to go.
Pachirisu is Pachirisu. He's a little
Is he a squirrel?
type thing. Oh, maybe a squirrel?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, okay.
Bibarel is like a beaver. Because he has the big teeth.
That's better.
Zangoose is a mongoose.
He's a mongoose. Whiscash is like that fish.
Yeah, what is that?
Fish? It's like a.
It's not a koi. Is it a koi?
No. Kois are way nicer fish.
Okay, venipede. Venipede is like a centipede. Is it a centipede?
Oh, okay. Maybe.
Yes, it is.
He's got a lot of legs.
What is this? Cinchino.
What is that? I can't remember picturing that. Luxray. What is Luxray? He's like a lion.
He's some kind of. Is he a lion? Yes, he's a lion apparently. What the hell is Spinda?
Okay, so what the hell is Spinda? Teddy bear.
So the ones we stuck on Spinda, Whiscash, Zigzagoon, and Doduo.
He's got like big rabbity ears, right? Like Spinda's got. He looks like a teddy bear with rabbit ears.
Watchhog is a groundhog.
Yes, I totally missed that one.
Cinchino. What's a Doduo? That one's really bothering me.
What kind of bird is a dodo? It's not. I would have thought ostrich was like such a.
We got 1 minute left.
Oh, it's a dodo. Is he a dodo?
Oh, a dodo.
And that's why it's dodo.
Oh, you got it. Yeah, dodo.
There we go.
I feel like
we gotta use
a
the
dodo
word.
for not having.
Oh, Zigzagoon is a raccoon.
Oh, wait a second. Raccoon? When I put dodo in, it filled dodo with ostrich, which I already put in once, and I think I must have spelled it wrong. I must have spelled it wrong. Shit. Okay. So what's left?
Guess raccoon for Zigzagoon.
Oh my god, that's so smart. Of course it is. Yeah. Okay. Raccoon / raccoon dog. Whiscash and Spinda. What the hell is a Whiscash?
Oh, it's like I know that kind of fish. I can't just think of its name. It's got a kind of a weird name.
And Cinchino.
And fish doesn't work, right? You can't just put it.
No, it doesn't work.
Okay, that's fair. That'd be so cheating.
9 seconds. We're out.
Okay. Oh God, just put a vole. Just guess like weird little mammal.
Seal. A catfish.
A panda.
And a chinchilla.
A chinchilla, yes, and catfish for Whiscash. That's right. So Spinda's a panda. That I guess
I don't think it looks very panda-like. I think that's a.
The ears are so incorrect. I think, or maybe I'm picturing Spinda wrong.
That's weird. I don't know.
Anyway. Really well. We crushed that.
That was 96%, 67 out of 70. Very nice.
Yeah.
Average 63%.
I would be happy with that score. If I can get 96% in all my classes at school, I'm pleased. So I hope they give me this test in the future. Maybe a linguistics class. This could be justified. Maybe not.
Let's get to our last Sporkle. This one is guess the Smash Bros character by their special move sets. So this should be. I think we can do this one too. Honestly.
Yeah, I think we know about Smash Bros. And then with process of elimination, we should have a good shot here.
Yeah. So let's do our best. Ready, set, go. The first one, of course, Falcon Punch.
Captain
Falcon.
That's our big old boy. So we got Hero's Bow. That's going to be Link immediately.
Yeah. Charge Shot, Screw Attack, Missile is Samus.
Okay, we got Egg Lay, Egg Throw. That's Yoshi.
Aura Sphere, Double Team, Force Palm. That's Mewtwo. Thank God I played Pokemon.
No, wait. Lucario, baby.
Oh, Aura Lucario. Sphere? Oh my God, you're right. I lose.
It's okay. There's chance to redeem yourself. Blaster Fire and Reflector. That is Fox and Falco. I thought it's
Oh,
Fire
Fox,
insert
Falco,
character
Wolf.
name because it's like
Yeah.
Firefox.
Chef, Fire, and Oil Panic is Mr. Game & Watch.
Oh, you're so right. That's really good. We got Eruption, Aether, and Quick Draw. Now this is
I think I know
bizarre
this. I think I know.
sounding. Who is it then?
I think it's Pit.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but it's not
Oh,
Pit.
Quick Draw because of the
Dark
bow?
Pit?
Okay.
No, I'm wrong. I don't know. Do you want to
Okay,
skip
let's
it
come
now?
back to this. Let's come back.
All right. Chomp,
You got
Corkscrew,
Chomp,
and Waft.
Corkscrew, and Waft.
I think that's K. Rool.
K. Rool.
Doesn't he chomp?
Or it's Baby or Bowser Jr. Like the Bowser dudes.
How do you spell King K. Rool? Like, no.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like I'm just like, let's skip this one too for now. Chomp. Oh, what's Wario?
Okay.
It's Wario.
Oh, it's Wario. Yep, you're totally right. So you got Starbits, Gravitational Pull, and Launch Star. That's got to be Rosalina and Luma, right?
Definitely. And Monado Arts is Shulk.
Yep, that's how he changes. He changes those. We got a hand grenade. That's Snake.
Remote missile.
It's gotta be Snake, right?
Yeah. And Hail Final Cut is Kirby.
Yeah. We got Jolt, Haymaker, Rising, Uppercut, and Slip Counter. That's gotta be one of the fighting bros.
Yeah. I think it's Little Mac.
Oh, okay. Little Mac.
Yeah. The Jolt, Haymaker, Slip, because the Slip Counter, he does that like.
So we're back to Jolt, but this time it's a Thunder Jolt and a Quick Attack. That's your boy Pikachu.
Oh yeah. Flare Blade, Double Edge, and Blazer. I think that's Charizard, isn't it?
That sounds.
No, that's not right.
Maybe. What about Roy? What about Roy? He's cooler because he's got fire.
Blade Fury, Chakram, and Hero's Spin. Is that Link? No, it's not.
No, we've already got Link.
Hero's Spin. Young Link?
Hero's Spin is weird.
What's a Chakram?
Right? Who has Chakram?
Right. PK Freeze, Thunder, and Fire is Ness.
Yes.
Oh, it
Shadow Ball,
Lucas.
Confusion.
Yes, Lucas.
Okay, so Shadow Ball, Confusion, and Teleport, that's Mewtwo.
That's Mewtwo. Warlock Punch, Warlock Fight, that's Ganon.
Yes, good call. Homing Attack, Spin Charge, that's Sonic.
Yeah, Needlestorm, Vanish, and Chain. Needlestorm.
Oh, is that that's not Zelda, but the one she turns into.
Oh, Sheik.
Sheik, yeah.
Yeah, Sheik, nice choice. Nice job. Super Jump, Punch, Cycle Green Missile, that's Luigi.
Yes. Shield Breaker, Dolphin Slash, and Dancing Blade. That's gotta be a Fire Emblem character.
Yeah, what do you think? Marth?
Right?
Oh, it's
Marth?
Lucina.
Oh, Lucina. Okay, they're the same.
I wrote Marth, and it filled in Lucina.
I mean, they're kind of like clones, right? So,
this
so
is
Bullet
Ivysaur,
Speed,
right?
Vine Whip, that's Ivysaur. Then Flamethrower, Fly, and Rock Smash, that's Charizard.
Toad, Parasol, Vegetable is Peach.
Yes. Peanut, Popgun, Rocket Barrel, Banana, that's Diddy.
I can't just write Diddy to put in Diddy Kong, but I can write the complete wrong character name to put in Lucina. So Robo Beam, Gyro, and Arm Rotator is Rob.
Laser Beam, Flame Pillar, and Lunar Launch. Is that Palutena, maybe?
I think so. How do you spell her name?
I think it's Palutina. T-E-N-A, maybe? Palutena? L-U-T.
Let's get back to it. Let's just count it as a win if we can get that one.
Okay.
Bonus Fruit, Fire Hydrant, that's Pac-Man.
Clown Cannon, Abandon Ship, and Mecha Koopa, that's the Bowser.
Bowser Jr.
Bowser Jr.
Shield Breaker, Dolphin Slash, Dancing Blade. That's another, that's going to be Marth then.
That's the same, yeah.
Oh, I guess they can both go in either one.
The exact same move, actually.
They can both go in either one.
Yeah, the exact same.
Yeah.
All right,
this
Sun
is
Salutation and Deep Breathing, yeah. Then the next one, Mega Vitamins, that's Dr. Mario.
Yeah, and then we have Fire Breath, Whirling Fortress, Flying Slam. Is that Lucario?
That's Incineroar.
Incineroar, that's what I meant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Incineroar.
And then
how do you spell
this next one's Incineroar.
That is not right.
Okay, we'll
come back to
fill in our spelling later.
Pikmin Pluck is Olimar.
Okay. Fireball, Flood, and Cape is definitely
Mario.
Mario.
Palutena's wings. Oh, here we go. This must be Pit, right?
That's Pit,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Pit. And now we know how to spell
Thunder Elwyn.
Palutena. Let me just see Palutena
Yes.
now. Palutena. Nope, it's not Palutena.
Oh, it's not. Okay. So Thunder Elwyn and the best spell Nosferatu, that is the stand-in Fire Emblem character. Oh,
Yeah,
what
what's
were
her
they
name?
called?
Oh my god.
Oh god, the one that Jazz is really good at.
Yeah, god damn it.
Uh,
Oh my god.
the cool
Terrible.
one that does a bit
Coming
of
back to it.
everything.
Coming
Okay, we'll
back to
come
it.
back.
Inhale, Waddle Dee, throw. That's DDD.
Yeah.
Shot put,
onslaught,
onslaught, piston punch. Shot
That's
put.
maybe
Oh,
like
that's Villager. Isn't it? They have a shot put.
Oh!
It's not Villager. Is it
No,
Isabel?
it's not. I think it's a fighting game character. That is who's that guy
But
who is
Isabel
like the
and Villager
final
throw the
fight?
shot put. Like they for sure do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's the final fight
What's his name?
guy.
Kenny? No, that's not right.
Kenny?
That's not right.
Fuck. Fuck. We'll come back to that. I gotta think of
Mock
his
Tornado,
name.
Shuttle Loop, Drill Rush. This is Ness right here. PK Flash, Ness. PK
PK
Fire.
Fire. The Drill Rush, that's the Kirby villain. What's his
Meta
name?
Knight. Meta Knight.
Meta Knight, yeah.
Which one is that? This one, Meta Knight.
That's a Meta Knight. Mock Tornado, because he does the move.
All right, Lloyd Rocket. Oh, this is the balloon trip. This is a Villager, right here.
Yeah, and Ice Shot, Blizzard, Skullhammer. That's the Ice Climbers.
Yes.
Roll, Sing, and Rest. That's the
Jiggly.
puff. That's the big old puff.
Giant Punch, Hand Slap, and Headbutt.
Is that DK?
Yeah, Donkey Kong. Nice call. This is Squirtle, water gun, withdraw.
Yeah.
Waterfall.
Silver Bow, Electro Arm, and Guardian
That's got to
Orbiters.
be Dark Pit?
I hope so.
Yeah, Dark Pit.
Yeah.
This is
Water
Greninja.
Shark and Shadow Sneak. Yes, it is. Metal Blade, Rush Coil, and Leaf Shield. Oh, that's Mega Man.
Mega Man.
Yep.
This
Angelic
is
Missile.
Duck Hunt right here. Trick Shot.
Yeah. The last one is Zelda. Nero's Love is a spell.
Okay, Zelda. Oh, we're out of time. 48 out of 55.
No.
We missed Ike was the Eruption Aether Quick Draw.
Ike was the
Me
Eruption.
Sword Fighter was the Blade Fury Hero
Oh, okay.
spin.
That's
And Me
cute.
Gunner was this other one up here with a lunar launch that we thought was Palutena. Oh, Robin.
Yeah, Robin, that's their name. Come on.
So basically,
They don't have some of the DLC characters.
Yeah,
so
and we
all
missed the Wii Fighter.
Sword fighters. Yeah.
The Me trainers.
Which makes sense. I guess they are core characters. I feel like we would have had it with not reading them out because that takes more time. If you were just to type in all of these, a bit easier.
No,
but
fair enough.
Whatever.
That was fun.
Was fun.
That was fun.
That was awesome.
I hope it was good podcast content, but it was a lot of fun to do. So let us know if you enjoyed, and as well let us know how you did to that email address that I mentioned earlier, because we're gonna close the show out now as we always do by answering a listener mail question, and this one is a really fun one.
Yeah, so this is one from James. It's an awesome question. And he says, we both mentioned... Yes, sorry, different James. He says, we both mentioned loving the Pokemon series. Now with over 1,000 Pokemon, what is your team of 6? And of course, we asked James what his team would be, and he had a really hot crew. He's got Murkrow, which, power to that. I love Murkrow. Rotom, specifically the Heat version, Scyther, Tyranitar, Poliwrath, and Executor, which is a pretty, stacked team.
Something about picking Poliwrath is super cool to me, because that's such a random Pokemon.
But he's so cool. Who wouldn't like Poliwrath? What a badass Pokemon. He's a big toe with boxing gloves.
Could you imagine you're just chilling at your house, you got a day off, you walk around the corner and make some coffee, Poliwrath just at the table. You're like, hey, Poliwrath, and it's like, Poliwrath. It's like,
yeah, he has that really deep voice, too.
So this is a good question.
Sweet
and
question.
I mean, this is the thing. We always talk about whenever you get the question of what game world would you want to live in? Where would you want to be? It's always Pokemon. And this is where you get to actually think about what Pokemon would inhabit that world and be part of your life, Damn. So cool.
It's
what's your team?
So this is my team as of recording on May 20th, because with over 1,000. Like there's so many that are like in my like S plus tier that it really just depends on the day.
Exactly.
But I've come up with a ballin' team myself, and I've got first up Poltegeist. I love this Pokemon. It's like the ghost that's inhabiting a teapot. Like 10 out of 10. And of course I've got my boy Slugma. I fucking just love slugs. He's one made of fire. Very cool. My third Pokemon is Depressed Apple Pie, which is Appleton. I think that's so funny that he's just like a dragon with like a he's so funny, and he always looks so sad. Like he's got some Eeyore vibes going on. And then for the opposite, we've got the Intellect Slowking. I think Slowking is, and he was like such a mythical creature in like that Pokemon 2000 movie that he's always really stuck with me. Then my fifth Pokemon, we've got a second ghost, but Aegislash is just so cool. I can't.
I agree. Aegislash is so cool.
Turn that down. And then finally, I really love bug Pokemon as well, so I wanted to get one on there. And I love Kricketot. He's just got such a funny mustache.
That's such a funny Pokemon. Who the hell? Kricketot.
I love Kricketot. He's like a big cricket with a funny mustache, but he's like all like prim and proper. Like he's the one that would be getting the tea poured out of Poltegeist. Like they just, it's a match made in heaven.
That's pretty cool. I like it. Yeah. So like you, I kind of have like I feel like I like your team, by the way. Very cool. Sinistea. Not even Sinistea, right? The first one.
Sinistee is the first one, yeah. And I think of the two, I maybe like Sinistea better, but Poltegeist is also just so good.
Cool. Really cool. So for my team, I kind of have like 4 Pokemon that are like, I think I would say they're my favorites. And then the other 2 like cycle, just as you said. It could be anything. So I guess like the main 4, I would take Gengar, obviously, my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah.
And right up there along with
I would have put money on Gengar. Yeah. Like that's the one thing I would have bet on.
And I mean, like, life would be so fun if you had a Gengar. You're just bros. He's pulling pranks all the time, but they're like harmless.
Gengar's cool. If I was going to be a type trainer, it would definitely be ghost type. There's so many cool ghost Pokemon.
There are. I also have Blastoise on my list because, I mean, pretty close contender for my favorite. I just think Blastoise is just so fucking cool with those cannons on his back. And like, you know, we could put out fires around the community, so that'd be fun. And, you know, it would work nicely. I have Cofagrigus as a third one. I just think ghosts are cool too. And I love Cofagrigus. Like, that's just such a cool design, like a possessed sarcophagus. Like, just such a cool Pokemon. So I pick him. And then my fourth one is Roserade. I just think Roserade is like one of the coolest Pokemon. I love the design. It's like a masquerade ball kind of mask. Really, like, it reminds me of Persona, like you said before.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it always makes me think of Persona now that I've played those games. I'm like, what a stylish Pokemon.
Yeah, and I just like, you know, just coming across some Pokemon lore here and there. I just really like the fact Roserade, like, it has like a lot of dangerous poisons, and it's like a dancer, and it like whips people, and like I just think that's such a cool concept for like a design. So why not pick Roserade? And then my bonus 2, which I've cycled in for today, is Centiskorch, because I think that's such a cool bug Pokemon. He's like that centipede.
He's up there with Kricketot too, as well as having a very good mustache. So that's important for bug Pokemon.
Well, his mustache is an X. He has a mustache that goes up, and I guess those are his eyebrows, though, right? He's got like the big flaming eyebrows, and then a mustache below. But he's like so cool.
He's like an old like dragon kind of like facial hair going on. It's awesome.
Yeah, but he's so cool because he's got such a long body, but it's so thin. He's like such a cool shape. I like him a lot. And my last one, I almost put my boy Snorlax, but I couldn't disrespect Pelipper. And so I'm bringing Pelipper as my last Pokemon.
That's right. If James was a trainer, he would actually just have 6 Wingull and nothing else.
Listen, unbeatable team. And I could fly anywhere I wanted or surf at any time.
Yeah, Pelipper is the OP of Gen 3 for sure.
So that's my team.
That's a pretty money team as well. I like it a lot.
So yeah, one day I hope we can, you know, have a real Pokemon team like this. I don't have my hopes up for it, but you never know. VR could get cool one day.
Well, I mean, we've started. Neville and Clementine are a powerful Pokemon team so far.
That's very true. Very true. Well, this has been a fun episode, everybody. And remember, like we said at the top, it's not over yet. The third segment of this show will be coming out. I mean, I'd love to say later on Wednesday night. Realistically, it'll be sometime on Thursday. So look out for that when you get a chance. And everyone look forward to the PlayStation Showcase, because no matter what we see, no matter which of our predictions come true, there will be a lot of exciting things that we're going to have a good time no matter what. So that's going to be great. But until next time, everybody, this has been Cloud Control. It's the gaming podcast that's not just good, it's good enough. And we'll see you on the next episode.